Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku, back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about some of the stuff coming up, as we all know, with 20th Century Fox. And I want to just really kind of brief on some of the things that really are happening in the movie perspective for this. Because obviously with the ongoing bidding war between Comcast and Disney, which is not official, guys, Comcast still can outbid Disney again if they want to, or put another bid in, and they could still possibly get it. They delayed the sharehold meeting, which is people that just buy stock, by 2 weeks. I believe it is July 23rd or July 27th, something like that, around late July, basically, from the original July 10th date. And because of that, everything is still pending right now. And because of this is affecting the movie industry for 20th Century Fox. Because you have this going on, but meanwhile, while all this is going on, where Comcast and Disney are trying to buy 20th Century Fox, the movies are still going on. As we all know, Deadpool 2, the sequel, came out earlier this year. And, once again, is another success. If Disney does get 20th Century Fox, it will be interesting to see where Deadpool goes moving forward, because there's no way I think Deadpool will do a rated R movie, or Disney will do a rated R movie, which is why it was a good thing the 20th Century Fox made it when they did, because at least you get that. Because I'm not convinced that Disney will go rated R. And so, if you're a Deadpool fan, I wouldn't want Disney to have Deadpool, because I don't think they're going to do it right. In spin-off movies where he's with Spider-Man or something like that, just using that as an example, or even in the Avengers, obviously they would have to make it, not rated R, but for solo Deadpool movies, they probably should be rated R, because obviously that's a success so far for that, but they couldn't really stop this because this came out this year. Now, for the rest of the movies for 2018 for 20th Century Fox, they're pretty much not Marvel movies. They're just kind of their own things. They got The Predator coming out, and all these other things here in 2018, pretty much not Marvel movies. Just kind of their own thing. But the first movie of next year, in 2019, is X-Men Dark Phoenix. Now, this is the movie that could potentially be affected. It's supposed to come out in February, somewhere around late February of 2019. Now, this is the first Marvel Fox movie that could be affected by the Disney Comcast whole fiasco right now, especially if Disney does get it. From what I'm hearing is that the government actually did approve the deal for Disney to get it, that the shareholders still have to, come in there, and I hope it gets blocked. I can't see how. First of all, I can't believe the U.S. government approved this, but maybe this is because of President Donald Trump more than anything else. But this is a monopoly, whether people like this or not. And I really hope that Comcast does come in and put a counter bid, because I don't want Disney to own it. Disney is, people seem to not understand the ramifications of this deal. They just spin around and just think of Marvel. They don't think of anything else that could be affected by this. Disney has way too much already, and giving them 20th Century Fox will make them way too big in the entertainment industry. Way too big, in my opinion. And so I'm really hoping that Comcast does that. They, from what I heard, they have like some type of counter offer coming up very soon. And if they do have a counter offer, they could postpone the vote, the shareholder vote again. So I'm really hoping something happens. But this movie could be affected. Now, interestingly enough, okay, which I've noticed, is that as of today, on 4th of July, so happy 4th, by the way, guys, is there is no listing for the 2019 movie, Dark Phoenix. Got some other upcoming movies that I just talked about, that are coming out in 2018, and even some other movies that are coming out next year. Like this movie, or actually that's 2018, I'm sorry. But you get what I'm saying. Like, all the movies right here that are coming out, and they're not on the website. Now, could this be because of the bidding war? I heard there was some delays in production, that they had to reshoot some stuff. There could be a lot of things. Maybe they're deciding to put the movie out sooner. That could be another possibility too, and they're trying to figure out where they're going to put it out in 2018. Whether they move one of these 2018 movies back because of it, or what they're trying to do, I don't know. But as of right now, we don't know where Dark Phoenix is going to be. Now, I understand why 20th Century Fox decided to make this movie, and I also understand why Marvel Studios, aka Disney, decided to make Captain Marvel. They wanted a female protagonist on the big screen because of the success of DC's Wonder Woman. Now, DC Wonder Woman, or I should say Warner Brothers' Wonder Woman movie, did very successful at the box office, and it was the first female solo protagonist movie on the big screen, which is something Marvel Studios didn't think could be good, which kind of surprised me considering the fact of all the risks Marvel Studios had taken beforehand, with Avengers and stuff like that. But they decided not to do it, and Warner Brothers did with Wonder Woman, and it became a huge success. Now, granted, their Justice League movie didn't exactly do that great, but nonetheless, they did good for the Wonder Woman movie, and that it kind of comes to the fact that it was the first female solo movie. Anytime when you have the first solo of something that's not been done before, similar to the Avengers movie, is the first time you've seen a group, in a film. It does very good money, and that's why I think DC and Warner Brothers really benefited from being the first people to have that out on the big screen. Now Captain Marvel, Marvel Studios seeing this, they want to kind of capitalize this, but that doesn't mean 20th Century Fox doesn't want to capitalize on this either, and so that's why they decided to use one of their female Marvel characters that they own the cinematic rights to, and that can only be an X-Men, is the Phoenix. My whole thing with this personally is I personally think they should have went with Rogue, because they have the X-Men rights to every X-Men character, and I feel like Rogue should have been the one they should have done. That's just my opinion, because with Marvel Studios doing Captain Marvel, I felt like they should have done Rogue. Obviously, Rogue can't mention Captain Marvel in Fox's movie, and vice versa. Marvel Studios can't mention Rogue in Captain Marvel's movie, even though they're so validly connected to their origins, one another. Captain Marvel, powers being absorbed by Rogue. But I feel like if those two movies had come out around the same time, I feel like Fox could have benefited more from that than Phoenix. But they went with Phoenix, so it's whatever, but that's just my personal opinion on it. But that doesn't mean that Dark Phoenix can't do good. I mean, 20th Century Fox has been doing okay as of late, especially with the success of the Deadpool movies that have come out for 1 and 2. So it's not a total, stretch to think that Fox can't put out a good Phoenix movie here. Especially with the success of the Deadpool movies, and they've had some success for X-Men movies. They did a solo Wolverine movies that, has been very good over the years. So it's not that Fox can't be successful with this movie. But with this whole, bidding war and the whole thing with Disney going on, trying to get 20th Century Fox, it's really putting crunch time on a lot of any of the Marvel 20th Century Fox movies at this point, because not many real people know what's going on or what's going to happen. I also want to explain to some people that are under the misconception that Disney, if Disney doesn't get 20th Century Fox and Comcast does, that the whole misconception about that Comcast would not get the 20th Century Fox Marvel characters, that's not true at all. They would. I don't know where people are coming up with this. That's not true at all. Like, some people have posted on videos misguided information. When you have the rights, when a studio has the rights to the characters, all contracts and assets move over to the new company. Comcast can easily still continue using Marvel characters. As a matter of fact, they still have the rights to She-Hulk. They don't have the movie rights to the regular Hulk, but they do have the distribution rights to Hulk, though, which is why there's been no solo Hulk movie since the original one that came out back in 2008. But there's a lot of things Universal and Comcast can do with 20th Century Fox if they acquire it still. But that's kind of the interesting thing here that I wanted to bring up, is that 20th Century Fox are not showing it on their official website anymore as of today, here on 4th of July. So I don't know what this means, if they're, either postponing it or they're trying to figure out a date to have it come out this year at some point. Because as you can see, a lot of these movies are already promoted. You got a lot of release dates. Like I said, you got this 2019 films right here in August. Obviously, this is where Dark Phoenix should be, since it comes out in February. So I'm not exactly sure whether they're trying to move one of these films, back, and then maybe have Dark Phoenix come out on another date, or maybe because this is coming out in September, this comes out in October, this comes out in October the next week, and then this comes out in November. Maybe, around Halloween time, maybe they're trying to have it come out. I don't know. Or maybe they're just postponing it back. I can't see them not releasing the film unless Disney takes over this year, which, is possible, but I think the bidding war is still going to continue with Comcast for the rest of the year. I think the shareholder meeting is going to be postponed, because I do believe that Comcast is going to come up with a counteroffer. They're already saying that they're going to. They got 2 weeks to do it. So over 2 weeks to do it. So I think they're going to come up with something, and anything that they come up with will delay the process. So, and it's going to delay it even further. So I do believe that we're going to be hearing for that throughout the rest of this year. So it's really interesting what's going to happen with the Dark Phoenix film, on what they're doing with this female protagonist superhero movie. This would be the third one behind the Captain Marvel one that will eventually come out. I'm not sure exactly which one's coming out first, or if they're around the same time where Dark Phoenix originally was going to come out from. But it will be really interesting to see where this leads to, and where this leads to the cinematic universes for Fox Marvel, as I call it, and the Marvel Studios Marvel Cinematic Universe. That is an unsolved mystery that I just don't know at this time. So let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate. If you like this video or my other videos, please subscribe. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace.